Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of my Return to SeaBlock series. I'm Icon and today, well, I hope that I'm gonna be able to grow some trees, get us some timber, and produce some paper. So I totally underestimated this part of the recipe when I originally did my research because, well, it took me a little bit of work to find out what we're going to actually need to do to create trees. This wasn't actually that hard, but I was quite surprised how many hidden things that there were in between. I skipped most of the parts. I did that behind the scenes. I did create the arboretums, but let me tell you, creating glass was surprisingly hard, but it was only for a moment until I realized that I had a little stash with silicon ore here, which made it all of a sudden very easy. But beyond that, I'm also tinkering here with my first flotation cell in the background. So this is going to create the silicon ore in the future, but that's just a little bit of a thing that I'm working in the background. This wicked thing here is still under construction. Still haven't finished that yet, but today it's all going to be about how to grow a tree. So the arboretums are the machines we're going to need for that. We're also going to need a tree seed generator, which I also created. And this is going to be quite a simple process after all. So we should be done with that quite quickly. I also decided that I'll produce double the amount of trees here. And that's why I wired up 6 of these arboretums, because I figured, wood is actually a pretty desirable resource, so why not keep going when we're starting there? So how much water? 1.8 water per second. Are you kidding me? Okay, it's almost nothing. So let's pick that recipe up and start working with it. So we're going to start out with the tree seed generator, I'd say. I'm going to put that dude a little bit down the road here. Or do I? Nah, I want to separate it a little bit from the rest of the machine. Since space is virtually endless, especially in the SeaBlock mod, I want to work with the according strategy in my head. So we got that. We just need to insert the soil, and then we're creating the tree seeds. Oh wow, loud. Okay, so let's see. That does take a moment though. So how many tree seeds this machine produce per second? 0.133. So probably we're going to need more than that. Could be actually an issue. So let us do something here. I don't need compost on this one, so let's do a little bit of a filtering here. Let's just filter out soil on the way down here. Let's see. Yeah, that works. And now we can't just redirect it like that. That's a way easier approach of getting the job done. So now we have the necessary ingredients for the arboretums on the belt already. So okay, we can't rotate them. We only can rotate their connectors. What the heck? Okay. So I'm going to stay on this side. Alright, we can place them real close like that. There we go. Also, nanobots, my nanobots. I need more nanobots. Just something for the time between. So, well, let's see. How is it? we only got an excess production for one more arboretum. Too bad. Ah, well, then we're going to put it down here. No need to go on a second... on a second side here. Alright. No! Okay. Now all that remains to do is install the inserters and wire it up with power. Okay. I think this should work out now. Yeah. So every 4 tree houses need 1 seed producer. Alright. So now for the output of that. Do I want to... Ah, well. We're going to output into that direction, why not? Okay. There we go. So production time is quite long. Not too surprised about that. But this is also going to be a really, really huge upgrade there for me. So let's put the next thing up there. Oh, I need iron plates for that. Totally forgot about that. We'll need iron plates down here. Well, the timberous blades. I'll also pick up a couple of extra belts while I'm up here. Can already tell that these might be running a little bit low. I also did a ton of research. Oh, ablative weapons testing kit. I totally derped on that. Weaponry. Nice. Well, sometime soon maybe. I did a lot of research in the time between, and it's really insane how many items I found and discovered, and how many things we'll still have to do. But in a good way. But seriously in a good way. Also, my inventory is full. Pretty full. Silicon ore. I hate it when these things happen. Everything else here is... well... that little ore sorting facility. Blast furnace occasionally picked up. That one was randomly lying around. So the problem about the seed extractors is they all need a tree. Let's see. I have no clue how to produce a swamp tree. So let's see. There are 2 recipes resulting in a tree, and they all include alien plant life samples. So the replication of alien plant life samples is one of the big things that we've got to do here. And until then, wood production will remain a pretty inefficient thing. Now I forgot to pick up the iron. Oh, the irony. So let's wire that stuff through here. Oh, I didn't really plan out the positioning of my washing plant here well. But that's okay. I mean, overall, I am pretty sure that this will be pretty much the border of my starting base. This pathway here will be the borders of the starting area. everything after that will be made on a completely different level. So let's see, we're going to need those timberous blades. They are made out of iron, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised if you'd be able to create a ton of these. The thing here is the machines that process these trees, they need blades, just like every good timbering machine would need. So we're going to, let's see, how many of these blades can this thing produce per second? 1.5. So we could, I don't know, this machine will be able to supply a lot of tree choppers. Way more than I'll ever build here at this site, probably. Okay. So we're going to do this like that, then. Oh yeah, I like this. Of course, we'll have to have some trees in our inventory. So here it goes. Very simple application there. But since the machines that produce wood need the blades and the trees, you know, let's bring these things together. If I understood the recipe correctly, there's a chance of the blade being used at the end of the process. And that means, if I understand things correctly, I really hope they'll be just reusing the blade then. And I don't need to... Ah, they put it out. Okay, never mind. Would have been too easy. I really should have expected that. So, how are we going to proceed with that? So, well, it's going to be quite simple. I hope that's going to solve my problem here. There we go. So whenever the machine spits out a blade, it's going to get recycled there. There's only one issue that I'm seeing. Once this thing here will be overloaded, this whole procedure will collapse. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. So how do I get that going? Oh man. Those little things. Grinding. Silicon carbide grinding wheel. So it only needs a new blade every 10th process. Well, I think the easiest solution would be that. Or also not. How can I keep those stupid things from overflowing? That's the big question I'm asking myself. But I guess I'll fix that later down the road. For now, I want to get back into the paper production before I ponder too much into one topic. Let's stick to another one. So I decided to go for the tier 2 recipe because the tier 1 recipe involves LJ. And I really didn't feel like going for LJ ever again. Not the green ones, at least. So we're going to use electrolyzers here, and obviously I'm out of steel for those. Okay, let's pick this up. So, well, I'm pretty sure that the blade problem is a really easily resolvable one. in the end. But I need to limit the access of from that production belt. That's a really, really weird thing. And that's what I love about SeaBlock. It always comes up with very, very unexpected problems that keep me busy for quite some time. So advanced chemical plants. Here, lacking iron. Okay. And now we're lacking stone bricks. Well, at least I got all these things. In between the episodes, I was also checking out the rest of the factory. And there are a lot of things that need to be redone in between. I also did a couple of little tweaks and fixes in between. I removed all the buffers out of the factory here and led them somewhere else because we had buffers that were basically locked tight into the factory, and well, it took me quite some spaghetti skills to lead that stuff outside of these factory blocks. Here it is still buffering, yes, but it's at least buffered under control, which means that I can easily move these goods from the point where they're lying around right now. Whereas where I put them before was slightly problematic, to say the least. Okay, now let's go for advanced chemical plants. I had one of them already. Okay. So we're not nearly done with the process there. Oh, let's see. How did we produce that kind of water again? Just by using water purification. Wonderful. At least one simple process today. Wonderful. So we're going to need lots of hydro plants. Tier 2. Okay, I didn't expect that much of a strain here. Okay, more iron plates. But luckily I got all these things accessible by now. I remember the times back when I didn't have these amounts of resource available. Jolly old times. So we can now safely remove this part of the recipe out of the equation because we're done with that, and get back to the rest. I'm pretty sure that the amount of water here, well, whatever. I prefer a own water pump for this production cycle. I know it ain't really necessary, but I also do this for the sake of organization, actually. Gotta admit. Because it is a lot easier for me to organize myself if whatever chain of production I follow has a clear and has a clear set of inputs, you know. So the more inputs are shared between the machines, the more confusing it gets, basically. That's my sentiment. So here we go. Oh, that was not exactly what I wanted to copy. I want to copy one of those fancy things here. Here we go. Just to spread that water. Okay, we're also going to need a clarifier because we will produce unwanted byproducts. Oh, I already got one. Nice. So there's that. Oh, I missed that so much. So we're going to use the... We're going to clear away the purified water, right? Okay. Because we're only needing the other one. Okay. So I somehow got slight doubts about the success chances with only one clarifying plant here, but let's see. Okay. I love this little tool for that. One smelter has no recipe. Okay, so we'll need definitely another clarifier for that. But I'm not too surprised about this. Sheer amounts of iron here are insane. Okay, but with that out of the way, we're pretty close to getting the job done. Alright. So that's gonna be what we need. I'm so happy now about the fact that I got real wood, you know? Real wood means that I can replace a lot of these nasty LJ processes in my factory. And that's truly wonderful. Okay, we got this running now. So the next step will be the electrolyzers. So I'm going to wire them up here. Why not? So there's the... well, whatever. I was just wondering whether or not I should string that up a little bit more tidily, but then I figured, well, doesn't really matter. Oh, I want some tanks. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. So there's another thing that I didn't do in the past. I'm going to stockpile certain substances a little bit more. Because, you know, there'll always be the need for these substances. Sorry, that just flat out distracted me. So, for example, here I'm going to have a massive site production of hydrogen gas. The chlorine will be mostly used up, but the hydrogen gas will be pretty much stockpiled. And in the time before, I just flare stacked that stuff completely aware. I mean, we're going to do the same actually, but only with a tank in between. So this way I can use the byproducts if I want to, but I'm not forced to. And that's something I really started to enjoy a lot. That method of storing gases and such really gives me a good feeling of organizing myself and knowing where I have stockpiles and such. So we're just going to use it like that. There we go. And the same thing will be done here. Oh well. Sadly, I can't string it up like that. A little conflict there. But we can do it like that, though. Alright. Well, no, I don't like this, the looks of that. Let's do it like this. So, here we go. This is a very, very simple thing. This will just burn away the excess fluids once they fill the tank accordingly. Or at least I hope it will do. I haven't found time yet to check out if the directions of these are correct, but whatever. Not that important right now. So what's important right now is that we can go for the chemical plants, but before that, let's create cellulose pulp. And we're going to create this time the cellulose fiber out of wood. Let's see, alginic acid, I think I should have some lying around somewhere. Let me check. In one of these endless buffer dungeons, yeah, there was a pretty massive site production of alginic acid. So, well, for the sake of my sanity, I'm just going to pick up the alginic acid here and dump it there. I know that I have a side production of brown algae here, which is being buffered while we're talking here. And I'm going to use that for alginic acid production. Because actually that's the only site where I'm okay with the side production of brown algae. But for the sake of completion, I'm just going to do this differently now. So we're still needing the sodium hydroxide. I'm not producing that yet, am I? Or, no, I am, actually. The sodium hydroxide is just stacking up in these machines, so we're going to have to put it out here. Just merely forgot about that. That's why this recipe is so nifty. It produces the necessary side products for the paper production all on its own. That's why it struck my eye, and I immediately liked it. So we're going to use... Oh yeah, we're going to do it like that. That's cool. I'm seeing this correctly. I should be easily capable of just wiring these up like that. And pick up tile. Oh man, I love these inserter configurations of SeaBlock. They're so cool. And now the only thing lacking is the alginic acid. So yeah. Like I said, this is not going to be the final solution, but for now, it perfectly does the job. Alright, we got paper, we got wood. We only are lacking now the cellulose fiber. Oh. Yeah, well, whoopsie. So let's just build in a gate. It will work out nevertheless. I had a mistake in my thoughts there, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to make it work like that. So we're going to need one machine that creates that. Okay. These and those, and then you know what? I've just realized that I don't like the whole placement of that. So let's re-pick up the alginic acid here. And sodium hydroxide goes in here. And instead, I just figured that... oh no, I can't let it roll down that way. But I can do something else. Here we go. So cellulose pulp will be made here. don't have the necessary assembler anymore. Okay. So, here goes. That should finally work then. Alright, there goes the cellulose pulp. And that's gonna be output directly here onto the rail like that. And then we should finally have all the necessary goods together. And then we're finally gonna be able to just do this like that. Or, wait a sec. Well... Actually... that's fun. I'm going to output this, it's like that, because we don't need that much distance there. Awesome. So... Oh, yeah. I forgot. We are also producing sodium hypochlorite here. That's an unwanted side product. Isn't it awesome? All these things there. And obviously I need to loot some wood pellets somewhere again. Okay, we will do this like that. Paper goes up that gate. And paper will be strung into that like this. I need a solution for that timber blade problem, but... well... I think the mistake is just putting that stuff on the belt. Ah, well, I can already feel like there's an idea coming together here. Can't wait to see what I'll be coming up with, basically. Okay, so here goes. We're just going to collect that sodium hypochlorite there. And we'll just have to do this like that for now. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure that at some point the blades will just block the system. But that's not exactly the issue right now. So we're going to get our product going here. Let's go up there with it. Let's place down. Them dudes here. So there's going to be quite a lot of bumps in that project here. I can already tell. So there's, especially with the timberous blade, a problem in the making. But, well, for now we're just going to resolve that problem by stockpiling these things, if necessary. I know it's a little bit of a cheap way here. But we can gun it down, and that's for now the solution of our problems. But I think in the long term I will just put an assembler right next to that one. And I'm going to use basically the assembler as the storage. If you want to say, if you get my idea. Ah, can copy that. Those don't need to do this manually. Okay, so we got the protective scaffolding, and I got that other product there. So let's bring them together, I'd say. I mean, it's only a question of time until this machinery here grinds to a halt, but at least the basics are done. At least I can now set up the machine to produce that stuff here. So we're going to need 10 assemblers for the ground samples. Okay, that's wild. I didn't expect that much of an issue there. But okay. So... I don't know if it's even necessary to whip it up in such proportions. Because honestly, I highly doubt that I'll be actually getting there. Mass-wise, I mean. But, you know, let's at least pretend to. I mean, maybe I will get to the point where I can steadily produce this amount of alien samples, and then I'll be happy about that. If not, I didn't put up myself into too much pain there. Gotta admit. Okay. And that's one part of the ingredients for the science packs we need. So we're going to string this all up, all the way up there. I hope I got enough belts for that. It seems like we're good to go, though. Going to wire up the science production a little bit more closely to where we're actually going to consume the science. And here I'm not gonna be building up a massive array of these. No, that would be nonsense. Because we're definitely not capable of whipping up that many alien life samples, so... Let's see, I need some wood bricks. Just a couple. Alright. Because wood bricks are the real ingredient of your power poles, and I'm tired of spamming those massive, medium-sized ones. So, alien life samples. Let's check this out. Where are they made again? Alien here. Keep forgetting the recipe here. So we are going to need a seed extractor. Ah, yeah, now I remember. So I think I had one in the gardening box here. Yeah, here goes. And we got to destroy one entire garden for that. So let's take that one. I can make 50% of that. So we're going to do this one. Alright, so this will enable me to at least science around enough to learn how to build one type of farm. Basically, we'll need one science pack each. We'll need one garden each to learn sciencing with one farm. But that's taking a while. But yeah, well, we got the most bare necessities down here. So well, next episode we're going to be able to use these science packs actually. So well, I'll skip forward here. I want these science thingies done at the end of this episode today. And now, 5 minutes later, I got those alien plant life samples. I didn't use the way, I didn't just sit around here idly. I resolved that blade problem, but more about that in a second. First, let me toss those things inside here. And we'll be getting our first optimized biome planners here. So just a quick thing how I fixed that issue. And that was a green cable. It's pretty simple. I got another inserter that is working like that, picking up from the chest and dropping from the corner. And this factory now here is only allowed by the green cable to pick up timberous saw blades if this stockpile here drops below 50. So basically the refill will only occur if this chest starting to deplete. Problem solved. These things, they're wonderful. And yeah, there will be the first science packs any second. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at them go. So we can now unlock farming. Of course, that on its own is not worth anything. We can plant out these different crops, and I still have to find out what I can do with them. But basically, I got now everything to kickstart my production. I just need to transform 3 gardens into the necessary technology to learn that, and then I need the gardens to kickstart the production because I can only plant what I have seeds for. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So that's marking the end of today's episode. I don't know where I'm headed next. I basically only want to do this here as a little bit of a time sink in between the research. So I haven't fully decided yet if my attempts will go deeper into the ablative weapons testing kits, or if we're going to try to produce plastic next, because plastic is a major milestone and a major break point for all manner of different things. Just like steel and steel before, and glass and brick, plastic is another substance that will get us into new levels. But let's see what'll happen until then. So thank you so much for watching. Drop your comments down below. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. There's daily content coming up there. Just need to turn on the notification bell. See you guys next time on the island. Bye bye.